Welcome to the show.
Right in the
Coffee
morning,
with Nikki.
right
In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way.
right in the morning.
Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikki. Coffee with
Wake
Nikki.
up everybody in the morning, wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikki, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding and we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikki, oh yeah, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning, wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikki, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding and we riding, yo.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Don't say, Nikki, you on your BS. I am this morning. I am. I was doing my research. and I looked up and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to get myself together. And then I was like, but I still got a lot that I want to talk about. And so I kept on doing what I was doing, taking my notes and stuff like that. And I did get up early, y'all. I was up at like 4 o'clock and went back to sleep and then kind of couldn't sleep, then got up. Then, was reading my Bible, praying and doing all my stuff. And then time just gets away from you. I told Sean earlier, I think I told her yesterday, I was like, when it's about 6:50, I feel like the time just flies and I still have time, you know what I mean? And I'm like, the time just flies after 6:50, the day, the day is going. So needless to say, I did not get myself ready this morning, but I'm still here. I could have canceled, but I did not because I'm showing up. Because I am showing up. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Nikki. I am your host, Miss Nikki, and this is your daily cup of information and inspiration. Everybody, make sure y'all take this link out, share with everybody you know. Tell them we live. So we've been doing case studies. So we spoke about Beyonce. We spoke about Rihanna yesterday. And today we are going to be talking about We're going to be talking about Kanye. Now, everybody have their feelings about Kanye, and if they think he's crazy, if they think he's sane, if they think he's a genius, if they think and all those things can be true, right? All of those things can be true. But I will say one thing Kanye is very smart when it comes to being a creative, when it comes to negotiating, when it comes to owning your stuff, right? And so I will definitely say that about Kanye. Now, there's some other things that may be a little questionable, but that's not what we're here to discuss or judge, right? So today we're going to be talking about Kanye and his deal with Adidas and how he did with Adidas, comparing that with Beyonce and what things could have been done differently. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. And I really hope that y'all are enjoying the case studies. Let me know if y'all enjoying the case studies. And like I said, the reason why I'm doing case studies is because I feel like being that we can see what they did, because success leaves clues, right? We can see what they did so that we know what we can do similar to what they did, or what we can do differently. What we can do differently for the things that they missed. You know what I mean? And so a lot of people, when they talk, they show you the highlight reel of everything that's happening, their success or their road to success. And a lot of the times you don't really see the things that didn't work out and stuff like that. And so since these are celebrities, I'm like, if they are going through it too, then you're no different. You know what I mean? And so get over yourself and start moving with some purpose. Okay? Get over yourself and start moving with some purpose, because this is definitely going to help you with, getting yourself together and getting your priorities in getting your priorities in order. So y'all, are y'all ready? Are y'all enjoying the case studies? Let me know. You don't like them, you can say, Nikki, we don't like them. But I tell you right now, this week we got one more. We're gonna do Kim K, and I don't know why I put them all in the same category, Kanye and Kim K, but I feel like the people that I selected are really big people. Unless I would have did like what's the girl who does the honest Pampers and stuff like that. Unless I did her, I don't think anybody else is I say would be, notable. You know what I'm saying? As far as their business ventures and their branding is concerned and stuff like that, and being as innovative. So these are the people that really stick out to me. And if there's anybody that sticks out to you that you would like for me to do a case study on, that's totally fine, because I would love to do it. I love to go down a rabbit hole. I've always loved researching. And so this would be something that I would love. So if there's anybody that you would like for me to research, I can definitely do that as well. But I did entertainers because I figured, we are all exposed to entertainers, even if you're not a fan of whomever's music or whomever's craft, you still know who they are. So let's get into it. App entry. He was diagnosed with bipolar or schizophrenia. I forgot which one. He is working on himself, supposedly. Listen, I don't care how schizophrenic or how bipolar or how whatever he is a genius. He is a genius. And I think everybody who's a genius has a little bit of crazy. And if not a little bit of crazy, they got a whole lot of crazy and a whole lot of autism or whatever. They got that. Yes. I think. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. And I hear that too. And I don't like the fact, well, that's me and my conspiracy theories and me and my, Hollywood things about, medicating him and stuff like that, the Kim K thing. Listen, I don't want to go in that direction because I definitely will. I definitely will. Oh, let me write that down. Super scent. Okay. I love me some. I love the old super. I don't like the. I don't. I'm not gonna say I don't like the new super, but I love the old super. The old super was dope. That's a great suggestion. Base. The new super. I think it's because I don't know if it's not act. I don't know. I think I like the when she was doing her vines and stuff like that. She was always hilarious. And then when she got her business, like just watching her grow was so amazing. And I love all of that for her. I don't like how they be trying to take her down, but listen, that's what they do, right? They build you up so they can take you down. They wait for you to mess up so that they can throw it all over the place and make you look stupid, right? So I wrote that down, case study. So maybe we'll do that one next week for Super Scent. Yes, Jessica Alba. Thank you. I'm like the honest Pampers. Because I think these are things that they didn't just throw in, she didn't just throw her name on that, right? Like this was something that meant something to her. And so she made sure that she paid attention to what was going out there. So I love that. All right. So let me get into who's in here, and then we're going to talk about, before that, I want to ask you a question. So I want to ask you about Kanye. His sneakers, right? Initially, I didn't like them. Initially, I was like, what are we doing? Did y'all think that his sneakers were different, were innovative? Or did you think it just looked like a regular sneaker and he came up with a colorway and said, hey, let's do that? Let me know in the chat. Did y'all think that Kanye sneakers were innovative? Let me know in the chat. Did y'all think Kanye sneakers was innovative? Chantel says, I love Kanye. I do. He a mess though. He is. And I love it though, because I love that. And I don't want him to ever be silenced. I like him being the raw, uncut version of himself. I love it. I love it. I want him to stay like that. Let's see. Do y'all think that Kanye sneakers were innovative? Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. And we're also going to go into, before we get into Kanye, we're going to talk about the sneakers, but before we go deep into it, I want you to think and ask yourself, Who's being left out of your niche, right? So whatever it is that you do, I don't care if you are a candle maker, I don't care if you're a soap maker, I don't care if you heal people with your mind and your hands. I don't care what exactly it is that you do, but whatever it is that you do, who's being left out in that niche that no one is talking about, that they're overlooking? We were talking about Rihanna and how she was very successful because she was able to include the people that were overlooked. She was able to include the people that were overlooked by fashion and beauty, right? And she was like, well, I'm gonna speak to my people. These are my people, and I'm going to speak to them, and they're going to support me, and they're going to purchase, and I'm going to be, I'm going to take this brand to the next level, because these are people that are not being spoken to, or these are people that are not getting the things that they need because the mainstream don't want to deem them as important. And so since that's the case, I'm going to speak to them. I'm going to build the community around them. I'm going to listen to what it is that they're asking me for. And the great thing about Rihanna is that she listens to what they're asking for, and she responds. You see what I'm saying? Like if somebody say, oh, well, I need this color and I need this and that. Oh, you know what? Maybe we need to look into that. And then she's going to go down this whole thing, and she's going to create something that fits that person. You know what I'm saying? Or those people. And that's what a lot of corporations, that's what a lot of brands, that's what they're missing. And that is why it was so easy for Beyonce, excuse me. That was why it was so easy for Rihanna to knock Victoria's Secret down. That's why it was so easy for her to knock off all those makeup brands, because they were not speaking to those people. They did start to speak up. They did start to copy what was going on. And then it started a whole thing, right? And I even think that, I'm not even quite sure, but I know that, is it Makeup Forever? I want to say it's Makeup Forever, because when they did that collab with Jackie, because I know Jackie was talking about, the complexions, like the brands are not broad enough, and she was a spokesperson for that. Like she spoke about that all the time. Like you're not speaking to us. You want us to wear your makeup, you want us to do influencer marketing, you want us to do all of these things, but yet you don't make our colors. So how, if we're not being included in your beauty plan, then how can you expect us to be included when it comes to your profit margin? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how can you expect us to do things that don't fit our skin type? If you want us to showcase your stuff, then you're going to have to be more inclusive. And so I know that's one of the things that she actually fought for. And so I think that Makeup Forever, I really want to say it's Makeup Forever, started trying to expand their foundation line. And then Rihanna came and she just hit it out the park. So not only, and makeup, I think Makeup Forever is affordable. I think it was Makeup Forever. Yeah, it's Makeup Forever. It is Makeup Forever. And if y'all know, put it in chat. And she pushed it enough so that they can be like, listen, y'all gotta step up your game. You gotta step up your game, because you got all of us out here being, all of us out here making videos, making content, but we're not being included when it comes to you creating and you're designing these products. We need to be included. And so they did do that, but Rihanna came in and she hit it out the park. She was like, I'm speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to everybody. All right. So Big Meech says Kanye sneakers were different and innovative. Correct. I'm not a sneaker girly, but I have to give credit to where credit is due. Come on. Now, you may not like the Yeezys. You may not like Kanye. You may not want to support that as a brand, but as a culture, as a movement, he was it. As a movement for the culture, Kanye was it. And it's so many lessons that we can learn from what he did with Adidas. And it's the thing, the ownership that he negotiated with Adidas, right? And the ownership that he negotiated. Let me see. Okay, so I said, who's left out of your niche? Before we get into anything else, who's left out of your niche? That who's not being spoken to? What, maybe some things are missing? Who's being left out of your niche? Let me know in the chat. And I want y'all to think about it, because this is where y'all need to hit them. This is where y'all need to start speaking to the people, because if they're being overlooked, then you need to be heard, right? Somebody ain't talking to this group of people. This is what I do. This is what my product is. Let me speak to these people, because these people need somebody. And I'm that somebody, right? These people need somebody. Okay, so let me see. Women over 50 are a dominant economic force, yet minimal marketing dollars target us, period. Period. And people need to know that after 50, life ain't over. After 50, you can still have dreams. After 50, you still traveling, you're having a good time. After 50, you still doing your makeup and looking good. After 50, you still going on date nights. After 50, you still having girls night. After 50, you still living life. That needs to be known. And so that's where Miss Kim will come in and start popping her ish. And that's how she does. Miss Kim is unapologetic about it. And so if you know that that's missing in your market, then you need to start figuring out a way to speak to those people. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? So now let me see who's in the building, because Miss Kim the only one who answered me. But let's go. Let me get into who's in the building, and then we'll go down this whole thing with Yeezy. All right, y'all. So first up in the building, this is who I see first, is Miss Sheila from VA. Good morning, Sheila from VA. She said good morning on this winning Wednesday. Yes, yes, and yes, let's win this Wednesday. Good morning, Christina. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? Martini Beanie, I see you in these streets. I see you. I love that video you did. Amazing. Amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Come on, Martini. Come on, Martini. And if y'all don't know, like I said, Moamo, the brand, top tier. Top tier. All right. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. She said, good morning. You better thank a union member and hit the like button.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave.
You better thank a union member. You better thank a union member. Lakeisha Keisha told me yesterday, she sent me a text message and she said, Nikki, why your GPT just told me you better thank a union member? You better thank a union member. Because you better. That's what Kamala said. Kamala said, you better thank one. You better thank them. Good morning, Big Meech.
I think I'm Big Meech.
Hey, let's try one more time. Now that I don't got the video on, let's see if I can do it again. No, it really only lets me do it once. That's absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I need to call management and talk to management and let them know what's going on with this thing. I was about to say clears throat and gives a side eye. You can give me all the side eyes you want, Miss Thing. But I'm here. I am here. I really thought, I was like, oh, I could just do this and get real, do it real fast and then come do my makeup. I was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Because once I started getting in good, I was like, I should have actually did it last night, but I did not. I was working on my Zodiac collection. The Zodiac collection is coming out, y'all. It's coming out, y'all. Yes. Happy Wednesday, Vasey. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy winning Wednesday. Hey. All right, so let's see. Okay, so we said, and I wrote it down, do a case study on Super Scent. Now, y'all didn't tell me if y'all like me doing these case studies, because listen, if I'm gonna do it, I want y'all to appreciate it, because I do some research when I'm doing these things. I'm really doing some research, so let me know if y'all really like it. But I do have Super Scent, and I am going to do that one because I do actually, like I said, I like the old Super Scent, but it is what it is. People change, people evolve, and it is what it is. So yes, Jessica Alba of the Honest Company. Yes. Good morning, Miss Kim. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. She said, good morning, lovelies. Good morning, Emilio, my brother. How you doing this morning? Emilio said, morning, ladies. Good morning, Emilio. Chantel says, I love Kanye. He's a mess though. Yep. And I think I do love messy people. But I don't want you to be so messy people could take advantage of you, kind of messy, like how the Kardashians was trying to take advantage of him. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But again, that is a Skull Quemini conversation. Chantel, please write that down on our list of things. Please write that down on our list of things to discuss. I do not like that. I do not like that they were trying to take control over him. I don't like. It's a whole lot of things that I don't like about that whole situation. But listen, when that's who you choose, that's who you choose. Like, you already knew she was already doing that type of stuff. They was already doing that type of stuff. Look what they did to Bruce. Look what they did to Bruce in Lamar. Listen, good morning, Damien. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Damien said, good morning, creative spirits. Good morning, Damien. Let's see. I got that one. Super Scent is an Aquarius. They try to take us down, but we keep rising to the top. That's one thing I must say about Super. Super is resilient. Super don't let anything. She like, let me tell my story before you try to tell my story. Let me put my own tea out before somebody try to put some tea out on me and think they got something over on me. I love that. I love how real and raw Super is. I really do. I really, really do. And so I'm excited to do this case study for Super. Definitely. All right. So women over 50, I did that one. Michi, you laughing at me? Don't laugh at me, girl. Don't laugh at me, girl. All right, y'all. So, did y'all think that Yeezy's his sneakers was outlandish, or did y'all think they was, they were cool? I know they were different, but did you think they were too outlandish? Like, once he started explaining what he was doing and where his vision was, I was like, Kanye really be in his own universe. Like, he really be in the Kanye universe. Like, seriously. And you would think, remember when he spazzed out on Sway? Yeah. How, Sway? You don't got the answer, Sway. Well, all you have to do, Kanye, is you don't got the answer, Sway. That was funny. But he really had a vision, and he didn't let anybody stop him on his way to what he wanted, right? If you didn't agree and see his vision, he was not going to be a part of it. It was not something that he was going to do to just slap his name on something. He was like, this is what I see and this is what I want. And if you're not going to give it to me, I'm going to go somewhere else and do something different. But that is what I absolutely love, is that he stayed true to his vision. He stayed true to his vision. I like people who go against the grain and say what people are thinking, period. I love that. I love that. I don't like people to get along to go along. I don't like those people. I mean, it's not that I don't like them, but I would like them to speak up for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because usually when people don't speak up for themselves, everybody else is speaking up for you. And they don't really know if they speaking up for you, because you might be for something against them. We don't know what like, especially if you don't know the person, you don't know what their true thoughts are. You know what I mean? You don't really know their real position. But they're so like polished and statuesque. Like, there's certain people that I just don't think was speak. And they probably think if I'm quiet, then that's enough. You know what I mean? I don't have to. Who do I have to prove a point to? And that could be a thing too. You know what I mean? That could be a thing too. It depends. Top Kanye moments. You better come on with the play-by-play. Top Kanye moments: snatching the mic from Taylor Swift and going off on Sway. Period. And then just talking all of his ish, telling all of everybody's business. Yes. Good morning, Miss Anita. What? Miss Anita. Yay, Miss Anita. Miss Anita. Miss Anita. Good morning, Miss Anita. Oh, yes, because George Bush said they took that thing off him so fast. Because George Bush don't like black people. Took that thing off the air. Yes, and yes. All right, y'all. So if y'all ready, put some ones in the chat. Say y'all ready. Ones in the chat. Say y'all ready, because what Yeezy did with Adidas should be studied. Question: if you have to explain your brand or constantly defend it, is it really a good idea? Like, if you confuse, you lose. Just wondering. Okay, so what What do you mean? Are you talking about your brand? Are you talking about Yeezy? Are you where are we going with that one? Let me know. Sway was about to fight Kanye. He said, "You're not gonna embarrass us like this." He sure did. Sway was like, "Are you really like spazzing out on me? Are you spazzing out like on me?" All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. All right, so Sheila, let me know who you're talking about. Are you talking about yourself, or are you talking about if you have to explain your brand or constantly defend it? Is it really a good idea? If you feel it's a great idea, let me just go from here. If you feel it's a great idea, then it's a great idea. If you feel that you want to speak out about something, this is your brand, this is the choices that you make. If you decide that you want to speak out and people are not for what you're saying, that's a choice that you made. That's kind of like what Sneaker Mule did when they was talking about how dope President Trump was, and their how much they support President Trump, and they lost a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying either way, voting for him or not voting for him, or being against him or being for him. I'm not saying anything either way, but I'm just saying that they had made their they spoke up they chose to speak up about them, and it wasn't something that they should have done, right? And I would say, because even when you are in school and you have any service position, or you have any uh any job where you're going to be speaking to the public, they always tell you to, or you depend on the public for your, to use your service. They tell you, do not speak about politics, do not speak about church, and do not speak about politics, religion, and I think sexuality, right? Don't speak about those things, because you never know who's sitting in your chair. You never know who you're speaking to, and you don't want to offend anybody. And so, being that it is a company that is, you're dependent on various business owners from various walks of life to purchase from you, to keep the lights on, to keep the doors open, to keep people employed. If this is what you're depending on, then why would you say something like that, knowing that a majority of, or a group of people that are your customers may not be Trump supporters? Like, so why would you be so, boisterous about that? So it depends. If like I said, if you're going to talk about it, then you got to be strong enough to be about it. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make sure that if you're going to speak about something, you stand on it 10 toes down, because the people are going to stand on what their beliefs are 10 toes down. And if it goes against them, they are going to not purchase from you. I don't know how many people are not buying from Sticker Mule because of that, but I think Chantel told me that the president is no longer the president of Sticker Mule, and they changed directions. But yeah, it was a whole big thing. It was on the internet, like it was viral. It was a viral moment. Let me catch up. Kanye's brand. I don't think Kanye had to defend his brand. He had to defend it because he had to defend his vision. I don't think he had to defend his brand to be relevant, because when Kanye came out, he was relevant. And the reason why I say that is because Adidas was not, they were still profitable, but they were barely making it. They were no longer relevant as a brand. Nobody was really rocking Adidas. Nobody was rocking Adidas till Kanye came along and said, this is what I'm doing. This is what I have. I'm doing this partnership with Adidas. These are my Yeezys. Nobody was messing with Adidas. Like, Adidas, the last thing people remember about Adidas was shell toes. And how long ago was that? And how long ago was shell toes? Kanye's or anyone's. Actually, I hope I answered your question. I know I went off on a tangent, but hopefully I answered. I get it. If you invented something brand new, but if you invent something weird looking, who is your target market? Sorry, I just don't get the wild looking shoes. Not trying to be ugly. No. I love the fact that you're sharing your opinion. But a lot of people bought them sneakers. Kanye made Adidas relevant. Kanye made them way more profitable, and even made history with his line of sneakers. Now, initially, I didn't like them. Initially, I did not like them, but I do have me some slides, and I do have me some sneakers. And listen, I don't know if it was something that the world wanted or needed, but everybody was open and receptive to whatever it was he was selling. Now, the clothing, the homeless clothing, now that may be something different. But as far as this footwear was concerned, he was killing the game. He was killing the game. So, let's get into it, shall we? Let's get into some numbers. All right. So, first, initially, Kanye came out with his Air Yeezys, and that was with Nike, right? And so he said that Nike didn't give him any royalties. And I'm pretty sure they gave him something, but it wasn't, I guess, what he wanted or what he felt that he could have gotten, especially with what he did with the sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want to give him his due because he wasn't an athlete, right? So, Nike's athletes just do it kind of thing. And so they didn't want to give him what he was asking for or what he felt he was worth, right? And so what he did was he took that because he didn't have no ownership, he didn't get any royalties from it. And so what he wanted to do was he was like, I guess, and I'm assuming this is how the conversation went into his head, right? I'm not going to do this again. And remember, if we remember what he was saying on Sway is people don't have enough money to get their clothing out there so that enough people can see it. So you need somebody who has that big budget so that they can put that machine behind you so that you can get your stuff everywhere. This is why the celebrities, yes, they got money, but they're using other people's money so that they can leverage their celebrity so that they can be, share the word and share their brand out there. Y'all feel me? They sharing their brand out there because, I mean, not because, but they're sharing their brand with somebody else as their partner, so that they're not taking the brunt of the loss if there should be a loss, but they're also using them to get that exposure that they need so that they can have that massive machine. That's the same as somebody putting music out on YouTube and then getting the machine behind you and now being worldwide or being being worldwide, and everybody's have access to you. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of places, sometimes they are censoring your music, sometimes because of the content, they're not letting it be shown. So like if you put out something and it goes against some countries thing, they'll say this video won't play in so and so and so and so and so and so, right? So I'm assuming this is the same thing with the clothing, right? Because as we got a little glimpse into Kanye's window when he was talking about having major backers behind you so that you can get out there and the world can see you, as opposed to just being local. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to just being local. Yes, anybody can fight to make it more global, and they could use their celebrity and do whatever, but you got to think about, it's not just the celebrity that you need the manufacturers, you need somebody that's going to design it, you need somebody that's going to make it, you need somebody who's going to ship it, you need somebody who's going to sell it. Like there's a whole machine behind that has to happen. And yes, you may have the celebrity, yes, you may have the ability to get the word out there and the visibility, but you don't have the connections to put that product out into the world. Like there's some things that have to happen before that product gets into the world. Kanye couldn't just say, oh, I want to make a sneaker and just have anybody design a sneaker. Like somebody had to really, have that expertise that this is what they do. And then they got to send it to the manufacturer, and the manufacturer's got to make it. Then they got to put it in the packaging, and then they got to ship it to the store. And there's a lot of things that got to happen behind the celebrity, right? And so by you having a partnership with somebody who can be that connect for you, that is the perfect, I guess that's the perfect partnership, right? Because I'm going to use my celebrity, you're going to use your connections to get the product made, and we're going to put this product out there and we're going to make money together. Y'all understand what I'm saying in the chat? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. The clothing brand was wild work. Let me tell you. I was like, who wearing that, Kanye? No thanks. Who is wearing that, Kanye? I don't want to wear that. I do not. Who told you we want to look like this? But then let me tell you, Kanye did put that out there, and how many big designers started copying off of him? Balenciaga, all of them copying off of Kanye. Y'all can't tell. One thing y'all can't say was he was not a visionary. You cannot say that. Cannot say that, because after that, Everybody started doing it. Who seen the garbage bag clothing that was in one of the fashion shows? Like, who's wearing a garbage bag? Like, what? Who wants to wear a black trash bag? Nobody. But it's fashion. Make it fashion. Make it fashion. Thanks for the explanation. Now makes sense for me. You're welcome. I'm glad I could clear it up. And if I didn't clear it up, just let me know. Let me know. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is baby Mariah? And how are you doing this amazing morning? We are talking about Kanye and his impact and what he brought to the table for Adidas and how he negotiated an amazing deal so that he can have control over his brand and over his vision. So that is what we are talking about today, doing our little case study kind of thing. That kind of thing. All right, so let me give y'all some numbers and some dates, right? So in 2013, Adidas global sales was basically flat, y'all. North American sales was down about 1%. They weren't in the red, but they were still profitable, but it wasn't, they were struggling, right? They still was profitable, but they was struggling. Okay, so in 2014, Adidas reported about 14.8 billion in sales. That ain't nothing to sneeze at, right? But 14.8 billion in sales with hundreds of millions in profit. So they were profitable, but they were underperforming, right? And that's compared to Nike, and they didn't have cultural relevance. Like I said, the last time you remember Adidas, and I just want y'all to think, besides Ivy Park, the last time you thought about Adidas was when? And I'm going to tell you, for me, it was Shelter Adidas. That is the last time I really thought Adidas was relevant. Run DMC made them relevant, and they still relevant to this day. Okay. I can't tell you another Adidas sneaker that was popping. I can't. Let me know in the chat what Adidas, if you think of Adidas, what sneaker do you remember? Like what was iconic and relevant to the culture? And to me, I say again, it's shell toes. It's shell toes. Kanye was going through something when he created them crazy looking clothes. Listen, Kanye's always going through something. But them sneakers though. Okay. So in 2013, Kanye signed with Adidas. And so what he did was he brought his style to Adidas. He brought his vision to Adidas. And his sales hit 1.3 billion annually. Kanye sales hit 1.3 billion annually. And they gave Kanye control. They let him have control as opposed to Beyonce, because there was a difference in what they negotiated for themselves, right? It was a difference. And I think that, again, I don't know what Beyonce's thought process was or her team's thought process was when she was negotiating her contract. But I know but from what I researched, when Kanye did his contract, he negotiated his control. He wanted to have, like, he came in with the team. He came in with the vision. So when Kanye came in, it was like Kanye and Adidas, right? It was like a co-partnership. It was a partnership, right? It wasn't like Adidas paying, like how they did Beyonce. Adidas paying Beyonce to borrow her name, right? It was a difference. And Beyonce could have done better with her negotiations? HE double hockey six, yeah. She sure could have. Why? Because Beyonce is one of the most known celebrities out here. Beyonce transcends everything. Like, Beyonce is relevant in every category. No matter what area you look at, you're like, oh, Beyonce. Beyonce is like, I don't want to say she's like Michael Jackson, but I'm saying who's Beyonce in this? And I said this last time. Who's Beyonce right now that you could say, oh yeah, she up there with Beyonce? What star has that kind of star power right now? Who can you say? I would even say, even though Rihanna is an amazing businesswoman, Rihanna is not Beyonce. She's not Beyonce. Taylor Swift, another person, not Beyonce. We were saying that the other day, right? Not Beyonce. Who can compete or right there up there with Beyonce in this day and age right now? Who's there with her? I would say nobody's up there with Beyonce. And so she could have leveraged her star power. Even Kanye, she's bigger than Kanye. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to say they outsmarted her in business. I just, maybe she wasn't there and she just like, oh, okay, 20 million ain't, that's nothing. I'm just going to give you my likeness and you're going to just like, do the deal, da, da, da. Maybe that's where she was going with. I can't say, you know what I'm saying? Because I was not there. But her star power enough, she could have negotiated. And you see, Beyonce is a bull. Like Beyonce is a beast when it comes to her business. I guess that's where her image and her music is concerned. But she is a beast, right? And so she could have really negotiated her star power to actually do more with Adidas, right? This is my opinion. Let me see. Things ain't been right since he and Jay stopped being friends. That Watch the Throne album was fire, but I digress. It hasn't. No. Listen. I love Kanye's music, so I'm gonna say that album was fire. That album was fire, but I think he needed to leave. I think he needed to take himself away from Jay, and I think it's for things that we don't know and we don't see. So I applaud that he was able to do that, because a lot of people are not. But and I think he's very grateful, but especially because Ye was responsible for the sound that turned Jay-Z around. Let's call a thing a thing. Let's call a thing a thing. And so Kanye, when he got with Adidas, they created history, and he helped them achieve double-digit sales growth and was the sports business of the year. And this was after they were struggling to just, stay afloat, right? They struggled to stay afloat, but Kanye gave them that relevance. Kanye made them, it just seemed like they were more cool when Kanye came along. Everybody wanted to rock some Yeezys, or they wanted to be a part of Adidas. Now, remember, Kanye negotiated his deal to be like Adidas, and I'm lending out my name. This is what I was saying, right? And so Beyonce, she has some strong launches, and she didn't leverage her celebrity the way she should have. And not only her celebrity, but she did, when she was in top, when she did the deal with Top Shop. Let me find something for y'all. Let me see something. Let me find it for y'all. Negotiated the deal. No, with Top Shop. Where's that? Okay, here it goes right here. When she did her original Ivy Park drop, that was with Top Shop and Nordstrom, right? She hit the top of Nordstrom's online sales. Nordstrom's, y'all. She hit the top of Nordstrom's online sales list. List over launch, beating brands like, listen to this. I need y'all to listen. Y'all listening? Somebody put listening in the chat, because I need to make sure y'all paying attention to me and I ain't just talking to myself. Although I can just talk to myself, but I want y'all to tell me y'all listening in the chat, because it's nothing to sneeze at. It is nothing to sneeze at. And I think if Beyonce used all of these things, her deal with Adidas could have been crazy. Crazy. Put listening in the chat if you are listening. Music is Bay's bread and butter. Yeah, I think so. I think the clothing brand should come after she retires. And that's true too. Because while she's still on that high, people are still going to want to stay connected to her. So you are absolutely right. Absolutely right. I'm adding that to the Score Quemini topic. Jay and Kanye. Yep. Put that there. I need y'all to let me know if y'all listening. Put it in the chat. So the original drop quickly became a strong online performer. So what happened when she dropped with Top Shop, when she launched with Top Shop and Nordstrom? She beat out brands like Estee Lauder, Vince Camuto, Lush, and Nike. What? So you mean to tell me that she couldn't use that to negotiate a better deal for herself, as far as that collaboration with Adidas was concerned. Because if Beyonce positioned it as Beyonce and Adidas, that is the partnership, as opposed to Beyonce lending her name to Adidas and Adidas could do whatever they want, and she would have been able to have more creative control. Why? Because she sold out and she beat Estee Lauder. What? She beat Nike. Nike has been outperforming Adidas. Why wouldn't you have used that as your leverage? If she outperformed Nike and Adidas was not, when they was going through it, they was not outperforming Nike, then why wouldn't you have used that to have more creative control? Now she cited that they had creative differences, when they had severed their ties, and she wasn't getting her $20 million paycheck, but I think that could have been something that she would have been able to kill. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got your own team, you got your own design team. They're going to handle the manufacturing and the distribution, and you're going to work on getting the name out there and using your celebrity, putting it on your tours, doing all of that. I think that could have been a killer collaboration, because Beyonce is Beyonce is that girl. Beyonce is that girl. Hey, Patricia. Beyonce is that girl. So instead of Adidas showcasing her as like a capsule launch or anything like that, they could have really highlighted her and her success as, that top girl that was going to put something out there. But what they did was they relied too much on her celebrity. They thought that, oh, well, we got Beyonce, and so this is going to be enough. And as you can see, it was not enough. It was not enough. Good morning, Michelle Robinson. How are you doing this amazing morning? So what Beyonce did was, I think, and it got to her, I'm going to say, but she let the Adidas use their playbook on her. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, this is what we know to work, and this is how it's going to be. So you gave some insight, but you weren't able to really take the creative control that you wanted to. And then again, this may be why she was like, okay, we have differences and I don't want to do this no more, because y'all not listening to me. And so since you're not listening to me and where I want to go with this, y'all going to continue to pay me, and I'm going to continue to get paid until this thing is over. So that could have been the thing, right? Two things can be true. I don't know the situation and I don't know how that happened, but I think that that's something that she could have definitely used for part of her leverage, right? I think she could have used her social media as part of her leverage. I think she could have used the influencer marketing as part of her leverage, especially all of the athletes and dancers and all of the people that are wearing sportswear. She could have leveraged that, right? Because Beyonce, who would not want to wear Beyonce stuff? This is why she sent her stuff to the big celebrities, and they opened up them trunk boxes, and that's how that sold out the first time, right? But she could have continued to use it, and maybe they didn't pay attention to her direction, right? Maybe they didn't pay attention to her direction. Good morning, Rainita. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Ow. So again, they were also saying that there was problems with the stuff being in the store. So now who's working on that? Who's doing what? Where the people coming from? But they said her online sales were going really, really good. And so I don't think they captured Beyonce's momentum the way they did Yeezy. And I think because Yeezy was not going to allow them to walk all over him, he wasn't going to allow them to take his vision and do what they wanted to do with it. Like, he made sure that he controlled his vision. He owns his licensing, he owns his name, his likeness, he has royalties, even royalties of anything on wholesale. Like, he was still making money off of that. And then when he decided that they wasn't going to work together, or when they decided that they weren't going to work with him no more, he was like, well, I'm gonna make sure that y'all never going to work with me again, and I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to make sure that relationship is severed and it's never coming back. That's what I think he did. That's what I think he did. But there is something that we can learn from both of them, right? We can learn some things from Kanye and his vision and making sure that you take ownership of everything that you do. And I say that for all of my business owners in this room, is to make sure that everything that you do is protected, making sure that everything that you do is in your name, because you don't want somebody to just take it away from you. Even, and I didn't even go in this direction as far as this case study is concerned, going into like how Adidas still try to use his designs and things like that when he was no longer affiliated with the brand, and how they're using his designs and making one-offs of his stuff and putting it out there because they're trying to remain relevant. And I don't know what those numbers look like, but I should have went in that direction so I could share that, because they try to take his vision and try to replicate what happened when he initially came on board and how he has so much success. And but you got to also remember, Adidas is not Kanye. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have their pulse on the culture the way he did. And so they were trying to replicate it and they couldn't. And so I should have did that, but I didn't. So owning your vision, owning who you are, owning your anything, right? You want to own your ideas, you want to own your business name, you want to own your slogans, you want to own all of that, because anybody can come in and take it from you. I shared that with y'all before. The makeup brand that I used to work with before I even became Nikkie the soap maker, Nikkie the bath and body product maker, Nikkie the skincare person. Before I was all of that, I was Nikkie the YouTuber, the makeup girly on YouTube, right? And so she would take brands that did not protect themselves, and she would buy their trademarks. And so she would be sitting, I don't know if she renewed or whatever she did with them, because I don't speak with her, but yeah, she would do that to people. And so they couldn't even use their name. They got all these products with their names on it. And these companies were like bigger companies, and not like Max and stuff like that, but the independent small business, indie brands, that's what I would call them. The indie brands, they were not able to use their name because she bought it. And so she let it be known that she bought it, and so that they couldn't use their names anymore. And so people got online and they had some things to say, but then the end of the day, is that your lesson? You see what I'm saying? Like, I remember one time, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. I'm blessed. How are you? You know I'm blessed too, girl. I'm living a dream. I'm living a dream. I'm living a dream. I had I was making not I was I still make soap, but I had an order, and I had an order from Thailand one time. And something told me, don't fill this order, right? And the only reason why the reason why I had this apprehension is because I was listening to one of my friends who's a millionaire, and she said, if you really want to get your soap out there, you really need to go to Thailand or one of them places and let them mass produce your soap so that you can get it out there. I didn't listen to her, but the things that she said, it came back to me when I got this order from Thailand. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I should fill this order. I don't feel right about it or whatever. And I ended up filling the order. And I was like, I just don't, I wish I would have canceled that order. I didn't cancel it. And so I was speaking to another friend of mine. And she was like, well, should anything come out about that, then you're going to have to look at that as, this is your lesson, this is your tuition, right? Because your intuition told you not to do it. You felt that you shouldn't have sent it, so you should have canceled it. But if you didn't cancel it, this is your lesson learned, and so this is going to be your school of hard knocks. And so I say that to you as well. So if something should have happened to you, and this is what I'm saying about the smaller indie brands, when she took over their names, is that this was their lesson to protect themselves. And I say all of that for y'all to make sure that y'all protect yourself, protect your vision, protect your name, protect everything, because if you do not, it will be easily snatched right from under you. Okay. Let me see. Those Ivy Park drops were a time. It was like Hunger Ghetto, not it was the Ghetto Hunger Games. But I love the adrenaline rush. Right. Now imagine she continued that. You know what I mean? Like, she kept up with it. But listen, that's neither here nor there. But again, I think and I shared this too, don't miss the opportunity to speak to your audience. When your audience is telling you what they need, or something has happened to you in a situation where you could use this for, for connection to speak to your audience, then I would use it. And for me, I think Beyonce being a woman in business, and them not listening to her vision, and respecting her, putting some respect on her name, that could have been something that she used as far as pushing Ivy Park as being a woman's empowerment thing, instead of trying to cross over to everybody and stay just with the girls, and let the girls know, hey, even from young to old, we still need to know that our voice needs to be heard. We still need to be respected. We still need to be able to live and embrace our power. We still need to listen to our voice. We still need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that could have been major for her. And I still like, if she comes back, like Chantel says, if she retires and she starts doing the clothing, I think that should be something that she says, because she has been in the industry for a very long time. So as a young girl, trying to get her vision heard, or her vision seen by people, and people not taking her seriously because she's a girl, and what does she know? I remember Gwen Stefani, Just the Girl, that song. Yeah, that's just how it is. If you work in corporate, if you work anywhere, that's how people are looking. I would say men are looking at you, right? They're looking at you in that way. And I think that if she used that to pay attention to what her audience was saying, or what she was going through, she could have made that relevant in the culture. But it is what it is. And so that is what we got. So listen to your audience, listen to what's being, find out where there's a gap, find out who's not being addressed in your, from your niche, and see how you can address it. Speak to the people. See what also you want to maintain your ownership. I gotta own my stuff, right? And make sure you do that, because again, anybody can snatch that up from under you. So those are the lessons that we have from Kanye, and we have from Beyonce. And I will be going a little deeper. I should do the direction of them taking the sneaker, but that's going to take away from what we're doing. What we're doing was trying to show what the celebrities doing, and how they negotiated their deals, and how successful, or the mistakes that they made. That's the direction we were going in. But with that being said, y'all, have an amazing day. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Make sure you are following me on all social media, because I am Bubble Babes, Babez University, everywhere. Follow me. And if you are catching the replay, make sure you hashtag replay gang, and let me know if you are enjoying these case studies. Tomorrow's case study is going to be Kim K. And I was gonna do Kim K first, and I said, I'm gonna do Kanye first. And I'm gonna do Kim K because I want to finish watching the masterclass. I got halfway through. I want to finish watching it. From what I saw, it was amazing. And you can watch it for free on YouTube. And that's all I got for y'all today. I'm straightening up my papers like I'm a news person, and like I'm on the news. But with that being said, y'all, I want y'all to have an amazing day. I want y'all to smile at somebody and let them know, hey, today is a good day. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and I will be happy and rejoice in it. So with that being said, y'all, I will